Here's a joke. What do you get when you cross a hammer with electrical pliers? The Efficiency Tool Co. Hammerhead Electricians Multitool. These have definitely seen some real use, as you can see here. You can see here that it's chipped right there at the tip there of those cutters. And you can see that someone engraved it. It looks almost like somebody tried to engrave a little tiny computer mouse into it. I'm not sure. And the dipped handles are, of course, quite dirty here. Not the worst I've ever seen, but can probably be cleaned up. And finally, the handles themselves, you can see when I turn it this way, are slightly bent. So let's start with in the front right here. You can see it from the back as well. These right here are some pincher style wire cutters that are about 5/8 of an inch long. They don't do a very good job. I'm not going to kind of show you this tool in use because I personally want to keep this in my collection and I don't want to damage it up too much. So I am not using this tool in this video, but I will go over its features. So we have that 5/8 of an inch long wire cutters that are pincher styles. The Hammerhead has 2 sets of wire strippers on it. So first of all, we have a wire stripper right there, and we have a wire stripper, I wonder if you can get that right there. Okay. Let's start with the big hole here. Okay, so the Hammerhead has 2 sets of wire strippers on it. You can see that small hole right there, and this big hole right here is also a wire stripper. So let's start with the big hole here. Okay, this is a special wire stripper. You can see here there is a little piece here that's a sharp pokey bit. Let's see if we can get a different angle here. There you go. And this is for removing the jacket of NM wiring, or as it's more commonly known, Romex wiring. So you would put the wire right there, you'd close it up, you'd close it up and you'd pull the Romex wiring to strip it. You can remove this screw to remove this piece to either, I guess, sharpen it or replace it. Here is a banana for a scale. Please subscribe. Do you have a kid between the ages of 3 and 8? Well, guess what? I wrote a children's book called Who Says Pooh? And it's a funny read-aloud children's book about words in different languages that sound phonetically like the English word poo. Let's read a page. Pulito is an Italian word that means clean or neat. Sally's room is pulito and her dad is happy. He doesn't know that she's put everything in her closet. Uh-oh. Your kid will love it and learn about other cultures. Buying a book today helps support my channel. And also, you'd brighten up my day a whole bunch. Link is in the description. Now back to the video. Now, the smaller hole here is the wire strippers for 12 AWG, which is common on a lot of Romex wirings. So this leads me to believe that this was made for household wiring in the 1970s. Now the next feature is the plier head. You can see here that there is a really good grip on either side there. And there's a little bit of an opening right there too. So I think you could really bend wire really easily with this. As cumbersome as these look, when you choke up on it, I feel like you could really do some fine work bending wires or whatever small little electrician bends you need to do with these pliers. They feel pretty good. Here is the hammer side of the pliers. You'd be wrong to think that it is for nails. This is actually meant for staples. And I found that out by looking at the patent for this, where it explicitly states this is for staples. I'm sure you could probably drive nails with this, but I wouldn't do it. It's, again, explicitly for staples. Now, earlier, I showed the cutters back here and how they have that little tiny chip in them. Only these are not cutters. I'm sure you could probably use them as cutters. You can see a little chip on this side right here. But they are actually a staple puller. So handling these old hammerheads and thinking about the electricians that used to use them before me, um, it makes me smile. I personally think that it is a bit cumbersome and a bit heavy, but someone obviously used these a lot, which means at least for one person they worked well, and that's a special thought. I have a special connection with electrician pliers that I've talked about before. I have my dad's old electrical pliers, and it was difficult for me to decide to upgrade them. As new tools come out and old tools wear out, when do we replace the tools that have extra special meaning to us? Find out the answer in this old video.